शिशिराथ माधव भगवान की, श्री गौरांताय भगवान की, गौर प्रेमानंदी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So thank you everyone for joining us in the study of Srimad Bhagavatam. We continue with our study and Canto 4, Srimad Bhagavatam and Dhruva Maharaj's Pastime. I think we did 21. Yeah, thank you. We did 22. No, maybe from 22 we can check. Yeah. But 21 is nice, so we'll read maybe the translation of 21 and then, yeah, and go into 22. So, Translation 21. Dhruva Maharaj, seeing that these uncommon personalities were direct servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, immediately stood up. But being puzzled in hastiness, he forgot how to receive them in the proper way. Therefore, he simply offered obeisances with folded hands and chanted and glorified the holy names of the Lord. 22. Tam Krishna pada bhinivishta chetasam Badhanjalim prasharya namrakandharam Sunandanandava upashritya sasmitam Pratyachyuta pushkara nabha samatau. Dhruva Maharaj was always absorbed in thinking of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. His heart was full with Krishna. When the two confidential servants of the Supreme Lord, who were named Nanda and Sunanda, approached him smiling happily, Dhruva Maharaj stood with folded hands, bowing humbly. They then addressed him as follows. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is a Prem Bhakti, Prasut Prem Bhakti, Udgar Updeshna, for the ultimate benefit, for the ultimate excellence, for the ultimate highest attainment of the soul proper. See, we will find the soul proper, we'll find our saturation when we are in love. When we are in pure love, that is when we find ourselves like incomplete. Anything short of being in a love. So for us to be incomplete, attain, say, completeness, we have to be in a loving relationship. And love can be real love, it is of spiritual nature only. Love can be of or between spiritual beings only. Although in society, it is irony, we love matter. We love matter tremendously. We are tremendously attached to matter, but that never saturates us, that never fulfills us, that never nourishes us. Rather, it takes all our energy. eventually. It may be giving us some very short lived uh, fascination, very short lived attraction or pleasure, but very short lived. And the consequence is very, very high. Consequence is tremendously high. So, love is of spiritual nature, and love can be with a spiritual being, and real love can be with Krishna, who is the source of all our existence. This is something for one to realize. Human life is actually meant for inquiry. Human life is meant for inquiry only. Human life is meant for being inquisitive, to inquire and inquire into the higher realities of life, not just inquire into this some basic needs for the passing of life, like what food, clothing, shelter, protection, sense enjoyment, that is available throughout: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. It is available throughout. But human life is meant to go beyond. And in Krishna conscious life, it's not like no eating. Eating is not restricted or no eating. No, eating is there. But what? Take prasad, honor sanctified food. Uh, it's not like no sleeping. Sleeping is there. Uh, but having a lifestyle altogether. Sense enjoyment is also, it's not like no sense enjoyment, but a complete purified sense enjoyment, and this is bound to come. Krishna consciousness, various ways of understanding Krishna consciousness. One way could it be, what is Krishna consciousness? Krishna consciousness is a process by which we express our love to Krishna. Is a process by which, is a way, process, a way in words, action, thoughts, desires, using all the faculties, whatever faculties we have, to bring joy to Krishna, mm, to see the pleasure of Krishna. You know, in temples we have artis, worship, na? Deity worship, arti at different times. Morning time, early morning, morning time, noon time, then evening time. And some meanings of arti, but the more esoteric or guhya or deep or more bhav oriented meaning of arti is what? To care for Gauranitai, to care for Gauranitai, to care for Radha Krishna, na? To care for Krishna Balaram, to give them protection, uh, to give them shelter, to give them protection. So, this mood we want to develop, that how can I dovetail my life? How can I engage my life in a way that whatever I do, it is for the joy and pleasure of Guru and Gaurang? Uh, it can be fascinating, right? The whole world is seeking shelter from Krishna. The whole world is wanting shelter, protection from Krishna. That I be protected, I be safe, my desires get fulfilled, and furthermore. And Arti does what? If we develop the bhav, the proper bhav, the mood, it is to give shelter to Krishna. It is to give protection to Krishna. It is to give joy to Krishna. Hmm? When we offer ghee lamp, na, so one is okay that ghee lamp is offered to the deities, is offered to the lordships, and then it is passed around to protect us from any evil energy, evil sight, to protect us from any bad health, and bring auspicious in our life. But in Vrindavan, in Braj mode, Brajvasis, Mother Yashoda, Nand Baba, and others, elderly gopis especially, they used to pray to Narayan for the protection of Krishna. They used to pray to Narayan for giving shelter to Krishna, for looking after Krishna, for ensuring Krishna is always happy. So, this is the mood, this is the realm where we want to enter. And that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which teaches us how to love and how to love someone, and how to uh, share love, how to pass on love, and also how to experience love, how to take on love as well. Hmm. In society, we struggle to share love and we struggle to receive love. Many times it is observed in society, na, when we are genuinely say someone is genuinely trying to be kind, helpful, good or honest with someone, and genuinely trying to appreciate, and genuinely trying to befriend, and genuinely trying to express love, a feeling comes straight away. What? Oh, he or she must have some agenda. Why is he or she being so nice or kind to me? I wonder what is it? What is it he wants from me? Am I in some trouble? Or very soon I might be in some trouble. Huh? But such is not the culture of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam culture teaches us what? Savai pumsan paro dharmo yator bhaktir adhokshuje. अहेतु की अप्रतिहता ये आत्मा सुप्रसिद्धति. That the highest occupation, the highest functioning occupation, call of duty for a spirit soul is to be in an unconditional, unmotivated, loving relationship with Krishna, with the source of one's existence, who is Lord Shri Krishna. Hmm. Ahetuki apratihata, without any condition, and apratihata, without any motivation. For love to be, for something to be uninterrupted, there does not have to be condition attached to it. If there is any condition attached, then it won't be uninterrupted. Then it will be based on the condition. As long as the condition is fulfilled, fine. Once the condition is not met, then we may not be progressing. But such is not the relationship with Krishna. See, away when we practicing Krishna consciousness, our mood focus should be what? To bring joy to Krishna. But the process is such, the more we try to give joy to Krishna, even in this faulty condition state, see, we are trying to understand Krishna consciousness. Somehow we are trying to fit it in our consciousness. Theoretically and practically, somehow we are trying to force ourselves many times not to love Krishna. Huh? But look, even it's such conditioned, forceful nature and level, but still the joy which we receive in Krishna consciousness, no comparison of that joy with any other joy in this world, of this world, no comparison. So such is Srimad Bhagavatam, Prem Bhakti Prasut, Prem Bhakti Udgar Updesh, helping us understand what is love and how to be in a loving relationship. Hmm? For to be in love, like there has to be relationship. Relationship means two. Relationship is with two, not like relationship with some matter or some object. Currently, we are in a very object oriented relationship. Like I heard, and this was some years ago, that in Japan they are very technologically advanced, right? So in Japan, maybe South Korea as well, what? They have robots, quite common na? For go into a restaurant, robots will come serve, and it's quite common. It's not like something strange or surprising or something not at all. I believe they don't find it so impersonal or culturally any weird say. Hmm? But you go many places, robots are there, presumably in airports, in train stations, in restaurants, and all. So much so, if someone is feeling lonely, then there is a robot. Hmm? You can buy, maybe hire or something, and you can live with a robot. People perhaps they keep robots in their homes and they live with robots. And what they have drink, coffee, tea, or dinner, chat with robots. Uh, Why? Because with people we struggle to deal with people. Now, with people we have conflicts, clashes, attachment problem, ego problem, and all of this. So now, where do we reside? We reside in a farmland. In a farmland in South Lanarkshire, in a small village called as Lesmego, under the divine care and shelter of Shishi Khorantai Mayapur Sashi. In ISKCON Scotland temple called as Karuna Bhavan. otherwise also in a farmland, and there's some farm wherein we grow some produce, some vegetables, and also lots of flower picking and making beautiful garlands, and we use those garlands, we offer them garlands, such beautiful garlands, and those garlands genuinely smell. And you know, the another name of the temple, like also otherwise known as what? Krishna Eco Farm. uh, Krishna Eco Farm. Wow. The rose, all the marigolds and flowers, they smell so amazing. They look so fresh, smell so fresh. The other day we were trying to understand, na? You get flowers or garlands or bouquets from supermarkets. They look proper garland, they look proper flower. Just exactly how a flower should be, In imagination or in computer drawings, if you draw, this is how exactly a rose petal should be. Color wise, shape and size wise, fragrance wise. Uh, uh, Hardly any fragrance out of it, hardly any natural fragrance out of it. But look wise, very proper, very sleek. Many people have this imagination, na? Oh, I want to marry this girl or have a partner, say, she should be this looking, hair should be like this, body should be like this, they should be like this, everything. Car should be like this, house should be like this, man should be like this, and all. So from supermarkets and all, we get these sort of garlands which look externally proper, but no fragrance inside. So similarly, our life, no, this robotic lifestyle and all, externally we are trying to make adjustments and very proper, but inside quite shallow. Now a question for all of us: we want this society, na? Even after COVID, lots of stats being done that where the world is heading 2023, another 20 years, 30 years, what will happen? There's this British scientist, right? I believe David Attenborough, British scientist, right? I think uh, a TV presenter doing lots of. I think there's this personality we can check, David Attenborough, I believe his name, and doing lots of research study and um, encouraging people to live more of a eco-friendly lifestyle, and telling us the warning signs, what the planet is showing us and all. So what will make the society, the world, eco society, eco world? What, how can we become eco-friendly, have a eco-friendly environment, eco-friendly society, and all? This is a question. Hmm? By doing better waste management, by doing better resource management overall, by buying less, consuming less, producing less for them, using renewable energies, hmm? And how can we achieve this? Every government also sets this agenda. Na? COP26 was there in Glasgow a couple of years ago. That how to make more eco-friendly environment. There's so many studies in actually in university research paper, PhD degree study and all. But there's only and only one way how the we can have eco-friendly villages, eco-friendly townships, cities, nations, society, planet and universe. There's only one way, which is when we have ego-friendly relationships. Only when we have ego-friendly relationships, or putting our personal agenda or personal ego aside as such. And actually something, na, practicing Krishna consciousness, we shouldn't be having any personal ego. What personal ego? When we are sold out to Krishna or desiring to be sold out to Guru and Gaurang, then what is it that my comfort or what does it mean to me and sort of, no? That state we want to attain. uh, and that is love, no? This is love. When we are in a loving relationship, synonymous to love is service. Synonymous to love is humility. Without serving, there is no love. Without service, there is no. Otherwise, it is shallow. Otherwise, it is only lip deep. Lip deep, as in we just talk, but we don't express. But how do we express our love? Through service. How do we express our love? Humility. Humility means what? Others above me. Uh, My lover above me, others above me, society above me, nation above me, universe above me, Krishna above me. That ways. So the only way to achieve eco-friendly universe and eco-friendly village to eco-friendly universe is by having ego-friendly relationships. When we have a clear, transparent, may not be loving relationship, but at least no hateful relationship, huh? No grudging relationship. It is very difficult to love the universe or love everyone in the universe. Love everyone in the family also very difficult, no? Very difficult. But at least we need not hate anyone. That is something we have in our hands. That is practical, that is doable. We need not hate someone. We need not be holding animosity or grudge or hard, harsh feelings against anyone. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam teaching us how to attain proper eco universe. Na? When we study Srimad Bhagavatam, villages will become eco friendly, planets and everyone. And within ourselves, we have to become this eco friendly. Like we say, na, when we enter temple, two things we should leave behind. Entering temple, what? One is leave behind the shoes. Uh, Open shoes and leave it on the shoe rack and enter the temple. Another thing a bit more important than the shoe is leave behind our ego as well. Only then, when uh, briefly to mention a small episode, a small pastime, there were a group of sages, and they were discussing who can attain Godhead, who can attain Krishna, who can attain Krishna, what is the way to attain Krishna, what is the formula say to attain Krishna and all. And another sage, he entered the arena. Now this sage who entered the arena wasn't so popular, and he didn't have a good Facebook profile say. He didn't have a good YouTube profile say. He didn't have a good following, and whatever other profiles say. He entered the arena, and uh, he also spoke. He also said, and you know what he said? He said, I'll say in Hindi first and then translate in English. He said, "मैं जाएगा तो मैं जाएगा." Hmm. Saying, if I go, I will go. If I go, I will go. मैं जाएगा तो मैं जाएगा. Hmm. If I go, I will go. Now, other sages in the arena, they were quite a bit shocked, and this sounds a bit gross as well. Na? This sounds like, well, if I go, I will go. No one can stop me. As if like it is everything in my hands and all. Sounds a bit egoistic, na? But you know what he meant, or what really it means. मैं जाएगा तो मैं जाएगा. If I go, I will go. Meaning what? If the I-ness in me goes, hmm, if this I, me, and mine attitude, mentality, hmm, this egoistic, materially egoistic identity in me, when it goes, then what problem Krishna will have with us? No? Huh? If we are not materially egoistic driven, there's no problem then. Why won't Krishna shake hands with us completely, fully? So if it is this material, egoistic desires, self-centered, separate desire, independent desire of enjoying from Krishna. One of the Christian monks said this, na, beautiful. What? That we want to enjoy the kingdom of God, but without God. Huh? We want to enjoy all the opulence, riches, the name, fame, glory, whatever comes, whatever is provided in the kingdom of God, cheese, chocolate, uh, fizzy drink, what else? Crisps, crisps, and milk and honey, manuka honey, whatever we want to enjoy in the kingdom of God, all the riches and the perks and benefits, but without God. Why? Because the connotation sort of is God is okay, someone who we need to follow, who we need to obey, bow down, and blah 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 more and all like that. So this is us. We want to extract, exploit as much as we can, and we don't even are so less in gratitude. Na? We don't offer any decent amount of respect as well on our side. Say. So the only way society universe can be this eco-friendly, Krishna eco farm. I'm not saying that we are completely eco. No, we are in the process of becoming eco-friendly. Not to say that okay, we are all eco-friendly, or maybe I can speak for others also, or especially speaking for myself. Um, I'm not fully yet ego-friendly. There's still some bit of work left in me. Um, but it is only when we become ego friendly, real ego friendly, then we will attain a very peaceful state. And ego friendly again meaning not annihilating ourselves, not that I don't exist. I will still exist, but it is a purified I together. This I is in relation with Krishna. For love, there has to be two. Hmm. Love can be with two, and love is better when it is with a person rather than an object. And person meaning spiritual person. Spiritual person meaning original source of everyone, Krishna. Hmm. So that when we have that identity attachment stemming from Krishna, then I remains, and that I-ness also remains, but it is completely purified, completely transcendental. So when the material ego goes, we attain it. Pip, you have a question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, thank you. I'm just wondering, it might happen where some people would say, with the climate crisis and becoming eco-friendly and all of this is like a much more urgent situation, and maybe spiritual life isn't something that's quite as urgent. What would you say to that?
Uh-uh. This is the trap of Maya. Na? This is because of lack of knowledge and because of our conditional consciousness or our very limited consciousness, limited vision. We see what asatya is satyamani. Hmm? What is temporary? That is what, or what is very short lived. Na? That is what we want to attain. Our aim, vision, goal is always very short sightedness. And Arjuna says this to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Na? कार्पण्यदोषोपहता स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसमूढचेता. Beautiful Arjuna says to this petition to Krishna, this request, this prayer. In 2.7 of Bhagavad Gita, we see this. How beautiful it says. We are short of time and will always remain short of time, but let us see whatever we can relish from it. So Arjuna says this to Krishna, na? Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava pritchami tvam dharma samudha cheta yat shreyashanishchitan bruhitan me shishyaste sadimam शिष्यस्ते हम साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम. So Yat shreya tvam nishchitam bruhi tanme. Yat shreyas tvam. So whatever is ultimately beneficial for me, not just short term, whatever is long term, fully, eternally beneficial for me. You tell, you speak. Hmm. Nishchitam bruhitan me. For sure, for sure, that you tell me. Hmm. Karpanya dosho pahata swava. Because of this kripanta, because of this miserly, this fault, weakness has come about in me, weakness in the heart. Hmm? And I'm struggling to understand who am I, what is my duty, what is my functioning, what should I do. Uh, I'm struggling to understand what is my occupational duty or what morality means. Hmm? Now you kindly enlighten me something which is eternally good for me, and I am a soul surrender unto you. So in our limited consciousness we see, okay, no, climate crisis is real thing, this is the agenda which we must deal it first and foremost. But when did we not experience a crisis? See, World War One, was that time not a crisis time? World War Two, was that not a crisis time? And um, India's struggle for independence was such a crisis time, like Prabhupada, na, when he first met his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Maharaj. So he was instructed to Prabhupada, who was then Abhacharan, that go in the Western world, you speak English, go in the Western world, English speaking countries, and propagate, spread this message of Mahaprabhu. But Prabhupada said, no, first now India needs to be independent. First we want. But how much independent has India become as such, or how much independent is any nation for that matter? Na? Uh, so these are all just symptoms. These are not the root cause or the real thing. The real thing is becoming again ego friendly. Once we are ego friendly, then naturally everything will set back. Like COVID, many said, now okay, nature has put its reset button. Na? What did we do? We didn't do anything. Rather, we just, the best thing is we did not do anything. Had we done something, then again problem, na? And we see na the effect of some of the effects of lockdown and things, how again nature reclaims its property and furthermore its beauty. So something on those lines, it is always in our conditioned state. Whatever is not so urgent na appears very urgent to us. Shri Shikharantai Mayapur Sashi ki jai. What crisis, what issue have we managed to solve? Uh, like there are many vegans, na, and good, it is good. And they practice veganism or they promote veganism and all. But I wonder, uh, do they not? Some of them do not they take drugs, maybe, or do some of them take alcohol? Does vegan means no alcohol? No. Does some vegan people, do they smoke by any chance? I don't know. Do they take intoxicants and things like that and all? Uh, so it's like how much this as such becoming just vegan will help. It's definitely one step ahead. It's definitely a positive move, but it is not a complete or wholesome move. Na? Uh, you just saying, okay, vegan, we care for animal rights and fight, protect against animals and all. But then, Baba, first of all, care for your lungs, na? Care for your liver as well. I'm not saying that every vegan is like into intoxicants and all, but there are some vegan. Once we were distributing books in Glasgow, in a book table, and a gentleman, he came with cigarette in his hands and he was smoking, but he was a bit respectful, seeing us monks and all. And he took a book, some books he seemed to be interested, and he said he's vegan and he's trying to make his partner vegan. I restricted myself, telling him, okay, you are vegan, but have some mercy on your lungs as well. You are showing good compassion and mercy on animals, but to begin with, have some mercy on your lungs as well. Na? So, again, these things come up, animal rights, all these things, and they're important, but they won't solve. And we are seeing everything in isolation. This climate thing, animals thing, job thing, economic crisis, racism. Like the other day, we were doing Harinam in Glasgow, this gone week, and we were talking about the Dhruva Maharaj, a young boy, 5-year-old boy, young boy, he was upset because he was the son of a king, King Utanpad, who had two wives by the name of Sunuti and Suruchi. Dhruva was the son of his elder wife, Suniti, and Suruchi was the younger wife, who had another son named Uttama. So Dhruva was the son of a king. He wanted to sit on his father's lap. He approached his father, who was sitting on the royal throne, and uh, the father had taken Uttama, the younger son, on his lap, and Dhruva wanted naturally to approach his father and to sit on his father's lap. But the father hesitated. The father was reluctant. The father hesitated. The father didn't want to take the child on his lap. And his stepmom was there. His stepmom indicated, no, you cannot have Dhruva on his lap. You can have only my son, the son born from my womb. You can have only him on your lap. Hmm? And the stepmom said strong, harsh words to Dhruva, which upset him. But in those words, she gave the instruction only Lord Narayan can help you, worship Lord Narayan. So Dhruva came home, his mother also said the same thing, only Lord Narayan can help, so instructed him to take into Narayan worship. Dhruva went into forest, into the woods to worship Lord Narayan. There he met his spiritual master who ordained, initiated him into mantra meditation and chanting and meditation, and Dhruva performed austerities, did chanting meditation, and in 6 months' time he managed to have darshan of Lord Narayan, vision of Lord Narayan, personally met and saw Lord Narayan. Lord Narayan touched Dhruva's head with his conch shell, and Dhruva spoke glories of Lord Narayan, and now he returned home. eh, and he got benedictions as well from Lord Narayan, and now he is further intensifying his meditation. So much so, at an advanced age, he has left his family and kingdom and he has gone into retirement, into uh, forest again, meditating and preparing for death. So, this whole human life is meant to glorify death. Entire human life, the only purpose of human life is actually to glorify that. How can we beautify that? How can we glorify that? How can we beautify that? Uh, We all are going to die one day, surely. How can we prepare ourselves for that? Yes, please. Sure. So, what does it mean to glorify that or beautify that? Na? Uh, Someone studying in school, college, or uni, say, and passes out from the uni, and he passes out with tremendously high grades, like A star in everyone. What does he done? Is it fair to say, oh, you have glorified the school, you have glorified the institution, you have glorified the teachers, you have glorified the subject matter itself, you have glorified the examination, you have glorified the paper. Someone practicing Olympics, sports person, and he breaks record, say swimming, running, and other things. He breaks the records. Huh? It's a very cultured way to say, although in society we don't speak like this. But is it fair to understand and say, oh, wow, you have glorified this sport? You have glorified the event. The way you have broken all these results, you have set a standards and all. You have glorified this purpose of Olympics now altogether. So, glorifying death means what? That attaining our real identity, our real body, our real role, our real personality. That is the purpose. That also, na, there is a person that personified. Who is that personified? Lord Yamraj, the Lord of Death, hmm? Who is looking into everyone's quota, into everyone's life. Okay, when is the time to call him? When is the time to call her? Hmm? And again, taking a new life, taking a new life by glorifying that meaning. See, it's a when someone attains Godhead, now when one glorifies that, who- everyone is blessed. The spiritual practitioners, they all find so much of inspiration and encouragement. Okay, someone has passed this final examination of that. Hmm? And he has set a standard, he has led a path, he has encouraged us, he has showed the way how we can also glorify that, how we can also pass on this examination. Furthermore, the demigods, the various agents who are involved in the running of the cosmic affairs, huh, who the personalities behind movement of air, the personalities behind water, the personalities behind every natural affairs, na? And so much so, the personality behind that Lord Yamraj, he is also given a break. Just to simplify things a bit, current human population is what, 8.4 billion, something around like that, right? Now, if in this 8.4 billion human population, let's say 10,000, big number, tremendously big number, but let's say 10,000 people, the humans, they attain Godhead in very this life itself. So it's a relief for Lord Yamraj as well, right? That have 10,000 less people to worry about to check. And won't he find inspiration? Oh wow, the process of Krishna consciousness actually works. See, when I have 10,000 less to worry about eliminated, it will boost, give him a boost and encouragement as well, right? Okay, some fortunate souls are attaining Godhead. So glorify that means what? That is going to come. And it is just a, many times train journey, na? And what? Going from Glasgow to London, but one change, one stopover, one change. Where change in, say, Edinburgh, change in, say, York or Manchester, and then to London. So that is like that. It's just a change of body, one change. But how we can glorify it, that no more changing of bodies, then it's a glorifying that. Wow, we have glorified that as well. Huh? Like we have passed with good grades. So in that sense, glorifying that. Does this answer? So now Dhruva Maharaj, he is teaching us how to live life. He taught us how to live life. Hmm? And now how to leave. How to leave this material world as well, we'll see. So let us read some translations and build up more. So Nand text 23 says, Nanda and Sunanda, the two confidential associates of Lord Vishnu, said, Dear King, let there be all good fortune unto you. Please attentively hear what we shall say. Hmm. When you were only 5 years old, you underwent severe austerities and you thereby greatly satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are representatives of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the creator of the whole universe, who carries in his hand the bow named Sharanga. Uh, we have been specifically deputed to take you to the spiritual world. To achieve Vishnu Loka is very difficult, but by your austerity you have conquered. Even the great rishis and demigods cannot achieve this position. Simply to see the Supreme aboard the Vishnu planet, the sun and moon, and all other planets, stars, lunar mansions, and solar systems are circumambulating it. Now please come, you are welcome to go there. That's glorifying that, na? Dear King Dhruva, neither your forefathers nor anyone else before you ever achieved such a transcendental planet. The planet known as Vishnu Loka, where Lord Vishnu personally resides, is the highest of all. It is worshipable by the inhabitants of all other planets within the universe. Please come with us and live there eternally. O immortal one, this unique airplane has been sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped by selected prayers and who is the chief of all living entities. You are quite worthy to board such a plane. Hmm? They came with a plane to take the boy. The great sage Mitra continued, Maharaj Dhruva was very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he heard the sweet speeches of the Lord's chief associates in the Vaikuntha planet, he immediately took his sacred path, dressed himself with suitable ornaments, and performed his daily spiritual duties. Thereafter, he offered his respectful obeisances to the great sages present there and accepted their blessings. Before getting aboard, Dhruva Maharaj worshipped the airplane, circumambulated it, and also offered obeisances to the associates of Vishnu. What does circumambulation mean? Yeah, to walk around in circles, offer respects. So before getting aboard, Dhruva Maharaj worshipped the airplane, circumambulated it, walked around in circles, offering respects, and also offered obeisances to the associates of Vishnu. In the meantime, he became as brilliant and illuminating as molten gold. He was thus completely prepared to board the transcendental airplane. When Dhruva Maharaj was attempting to get on the transcendental plane, he saw death personified approach him. Not caring for death, however, he took advantage of the opportunity to put his feet on the head of death, and thus he got upon the airplane, which was as big as a house. At that time, drums and kettle drums resounded from the sky. The chief Gandharvas began to sing, and other demigods showered flowers like torrents of rain upon Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva was seated in the transcendental airplane, which was just about to start, when he remembered his poor mother Suniti. He thought to himself, how shall I go alone to the Vaikuntha planet and leave behind my poor mother? The great associates of Vaikuntha, Lokananda and Sunanda, could understand the mind of Dhruva Maharaj, and thus they showed him that his mother Suniti was going forward in another plane. So maybe we read a couple more. Kiran, can you read next 34?
While Dhruva Maharaja was passing through space, he gradually saw all the planets, all the solar systems, and on the path he saw all the demigods in their airplanes, showering flowers upon him like rain.
Next. Read a couple more, like maybe till 37, and then Dominica can read a few. Okay.
Dhruva Maharaja thus surpassed the seven planetary systems of the great sages, who are known as Saptasi. Beyond that region, he achieved the transcendental situation of permanent life in the planet where Lord Vishnu lives. The self-effulgent Vaikuntha planet, by whose illumination alone all the illuminating planets within this material world give off reflected light, cannot be reached by those who are not merciful to other living entities. Only persons who consistently engage in welfare activities for other living entities can reach the Vaikuntha planets.
Okay, Dominica.
Persons who are peaceful, equipoised, cleansed, and purified, and who know the art of pleasing all other living entities, keep friendship only with devotees of the Lord. They alone can very easily achieve the perfection of going back home, back to Godhead. In this way, the fully Krishna conscious Dhruva Maharaja, the exiled son of Maharaja Uttanpada, attained the summit of three statues of planetary systems.
Very well. I think we can discuss till here, maybe.
Thank you.
So now, see, this is glorifying that, na? He glorified that. So much so that that personified approached. Uh, um, uh, generally, for us, when we know the time is up, uh, What do we? Okay, this is a question. Say, uh, generally for us, when the time is up, hmm, who comes to receive us? A bit of a cryptid or vague question, maybe. When our time is up, or we get to know, okay, our time is approaching soon. Uh, who comes to receive us, or shall I tell who? NHS. Hmm? An ambulance comes to receive us, na? NHS, the National Health Services, that also is tricky, may not come. Don't know. If we are literally dying, then maybe NHS emergency ambulance will come A&E and take us, okay. But in here, who came to receive Dhruva Maharaj? Associates of Lord Vishnu. Unlike maybe associates of NHS or something like that. Associates of Lord Vishnu came to receive Dhruva Maharaj in a transcendental airplane, not a this helicopter or not a emergency any emergency ambulance sort of thing. No? So hmm. This is how Dhruva Maharaj is actually teaching us how to glorify that. So now see this thing, Dhruva Maharaj, those who are more aware of it, of him and this pastime say, Dhruva is popular. Dhruva means what? Certainty. Huh? That okay, it's certain, it's Dhruva means certainty. Dhruva also means firm conviction or determination. He's very Dhruv, he's very pakka. Hmm? That sense. So, Dhruva is popular for certainty. One question though, huh? Dhruva is popular for certainty, for firmness, determination. Huh? And Dhruva Maharaj, in this pastime, we see he's popular. He's known for his austerity. The austerity is performed. Such a young boy and the level of austerity he performed. Then he is popular for what? That the Yamraj, the associates of Lord of Death, the associates of Lord Vishnu came to take him to the spiritual sky in a spiritual plane altogether. So he's very renowned, he's very known for this. Now, a question, what would we like to be known for? Popular for, famous for. Although this word famous for may not, no, someone may say, well, I am a spiritual person or I practice Krishna consciousness. Before we go into this question, another question. Should a spiritual person be famous? Should he, can or should us, is it good for a spiritual person to be famous? There are many misconceptions, no? That okay, spiritual person he shouldn't be famous. If he's famous, he's not spiritual or something on those lines. Of course, a spiritual person doesn't crave for fame and all. He doesn't want any fame. He's not yearning or hankering for it. But what he's craving what? To make Krishna famous, to make Guru Gaurang famous all the way. And again, Krishna doesn't need any fame, he's already famous. Guru Gaurang doesn't need any fame, they're already famous. But by practicing Krishna consciousness, one will naturally attain fame. How one will naturally become famous? By practicing Krishna consciousness, one will naturally attract fame, attain fame. How? Practicing Krishna consciousness, one will develop purity. One will develop truthfulness. Ah, real purity, real truthfulness. And if something is pure, it will attract everyone's attention. If something is pure, if something is truthful, truth attracts everyone. Na? If something is real, it attracts everyone. Uh, So someone practicing Krishna consciousness is developing that purity, is developing that truthfulness, is developing coming close to reality. So thereby he will be famous. And a Krishna conscious person realizes that all the fame stems for Krishna and all fame and glory is for Guru and Gaurang only. Yes, babe.
There's a comment on here online from Kartike saying, "We are servants of the Lord. So if we are to be famous, it should be liking to Krishna and the spiritual master.
It should be.
It should be liking to Krishna and the spiritual
Yeah,
master."
of course. Sure, very nice, Kartikeya. Um, our fame, we are indifferent to fame, nothing. But if our becoming famous makes Krishna happy, yes, we want to be famous. Huh? Whatever we do, it should be for the joy of Guru and Gaurang. So someone may say, what? That, oh no, I don't want to be any famous for anything. No, no, I don't want fame. Fame is again binding or material and all. No. Anything that brings joy to Krishna, that helps me in a loving relationship with Krishna, that helps me develop attachment, connect with Krishna. We want to have that. What builds our faith. So fame may be slightly different way to see. Let's see this question this way. What is it in life that we would want to be known for, popular for, remembered for? Okay, remembered for is good, na? Fame, someone may say. So think of this and we pray that we also want to be remembered in life. And we pray what? वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपाम्बुदीर्य तमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so what's the response? What's the answer? What would be like to be known for, remembered for? Dhruva Maharaj is popular, na? He's renowned, he's known for his austerity, for his determination, for his firmness, his conviction, the way he performed austerity and the way he left his body. Yeah? Yes.
I've heard if somebody recognizes us as a devotee of Krishna, then this is the best thing that somebody can see.
Yeah, very nice. Uh, in the Samvad of Mahaprabhu and Ramanand Rai, we see someone who is recognized as a devotee of Krishna. It brings such a joy. Oh, there goes a devotee of Krishna. He or she is a devotee of Krishna. That's the real fame. To be known, recognized as a lover of Krishna. Devotee of Krishna meaning a lover of Krishna. A friend of Krishna. That, wow. He knows Krishna. He lives with Krishna. He has a personal relationship with Krishna. Like that.
Kartikeya's comment says to be known as a servant and follower of Guru and Gaurang.
Yeah, very nice. That should be our, say, prayer, that we become known. The best thing is for a sadhaka if he actually becomes a disciple. One is to sit in the fire sacrifice and go through that process, which is also good, which is also required, which is all fine. But the real thing is what? To become, actually become a disciple. Huh? To really become a student, to really become a disciple. Then that is the, yeah, if we become remembered, if Guru Maharaj remembers, say, huh, that oh, he is actually my disciple. Wow. If that much is attained, then he has made it. One who has become a disciple, he has become a devotee. The way to becoming a devotee is by becoming a disciple. This is what Bhagavad Gita Arjuna was saying. Na? Sishyasте ham sadhi mam tvam prapannam. He said that I am a disciple, a soul surrendered unto you. And what did Krishna make him? A pure devotee. Krishna said, na, we see na, Krishna says what? Man mana bhav mad bhakto, become my devotee. So you become a disciple, and that is the way to become a devotee. Now see in life, many are known for what? For shopping. Or that person, he loves shopping or she loves shopping. They're very good at shopping. Many are known for what? Uh, for gossiping. Loves to talk, loves to shop, loves to eat. Hmm. Many are loved for doing nothing. He does nothing. Many are known for or popular for that. Na? That this is how you remember someone. Oh, I remember he used to do nothing. Hmm. What what image would we like when it comes when someone remembers us, when someone calls our name, thinks of us? How would we like to be remembered? Na? Thought of. Hmm. Addiction is a thing, na? Like this thing, someone is addicted to shopping, someone is addicted to eating, someone is addicted to gossiping, someone is addicted to not doing anything, laziness, someone is addicted to such things. Na? You know what is one of the biggest addiction in this world for now, currently? Mobile phone. Video games on mobile phones, or games on mobile phones, or mobile phones in general. How much mobile phone we use now? Then so there are so many apps which tell us data usage, on screen time, off screen time, so many such things now. So such huge addiction. Sometimes I wonder. Right now, students, say people go to university, medical science, right, to study medical biology and all, and do operation surgery and check like fever and things and all. Very soon, I wonder, could it be people going to study in medical school, and also a subject could be there, what? To phone surgery, or how to cure phone disease. Hmm? Could it be like people going to surgery, to pharmacy or clinics, visiting doctor? Oh, next, who's the next patient? Next, okay, yeah, what is your disease? Oh, phone disease I am having. Can you help me deal with this phone disease? How to get rid of this phone disease? No? This disease, phone disease or internet disease, spending so much of time, social media and all of this, one big heavy, and many are renowned or getting popular or remembered for this, or might get remembered or popular for this phone usage. Someone one has to become disciplined. If we are not disciplined in life, we can attain nothing without being disciplined, without being regulated, without sleeping on time, waking up on time, eating healthy, eating less, some exercise, some walk. uh, all this will help us to and get some sense control, mind control. Without this is the basics of yoga, sense control, mind control. Without sense control, mind control, no upliftment, no elevation. So, what would we want to be remembered for? Our phone usage, our watching of sports, our knowledge of sports or society history, so many such things, so many. Now, life is in front of us, all of us. Dhruva Maharaj is a personality in the past, and he has already attained it, and he's giving us inspiration. And we remember Dhruva Maharaj for this. We remember Arjuna for his humility. We remember Dhruva Maharaj for his humility. We'll see the culture and etiquette and the humility bit he's setting up. We remember Dhruva Maharaj for his firmness, now for his certainness, his conviction. What is that saying now? What? Mm, man is a creator of his own destiny, something like that says. Na? We write our own destiny, we can write our own picture, we can write our own wall, frame our own picture. Na? So that option, that choice is there in front of us. It is in our hands. Shishikharanta, Mayapur, Sashi ki jai. Now it is up to us. What would we like to be remembered for? Huh? What would we like to be known for, say, maybe famous for, popular for, or remembered for? Hmm? And if we can develop humility, if we can be remembered as a devotee of Krishna, as a humble servant of Krishna, as a humble servant of Guru and Gaurav, that is ultimate. Hmm? And everyone in life, na, short-lived, and we work, we leave impression in a way that we are being remembered or getting remembered. Okay, any other question, thoughts, or comments? Or hmm.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. We received a question earlier on from Natalie on this topic of being ego-friendly. So if we become ego-friendly and are still involved in the material world, how should we deal with people who aren't ego-friendly? Should we take care of not being taken advantage of?
Practical question. Hmm. When living in this material world and dealing with societal people, we should be dealing with them in a societal way. Uh, because we have to deal them in that wavelength, na? Otherwise they won't understand us, and yes, people will then take undue advantage or unfair advantage. And at the same time, dealing with them in societal way, we should never buy in their philosophy. We should never buy what they are selling us, their consciousness. And at the same time, dealing with them in a societal way, we should carry a higher level of consciousness that we are givers. Practicing Krishna consciousness, we are givers. We are not takers. We are not buyers. We are givers. We are givers to the society. Uh, we are takers from Guru and Gaurang. What we receive from Guru and Gaurang, we should be giving that out in the society. We shouldn't be taking from the society. What has got society as such to offer us? So, dealing with society, we should deal with them in a way that the language that society understands. That doesn't necessarily mean we degrade ourselves. We come to the level of the society. No. Uh, like we say now, one can speak strong. One can speak strong. One can speak cutting as well. One can speak hard a bit. One should speak truthful. Uh, But one need not speak rude, one need not speak offending, one need not speak hurting, one need not speak foul language swearing. Prabhupada, he used to speak strong, very cutting, very shastric, to the point, very philosophical, very truthful, very knowledgeable. So very strong, say. And sometimes we could find ourselves a bit shaken up and all. But if we see the culture of Prabhupada, not at all offending, so love, so care, so much of emotion. Hmm. So something like that, yes, we can also live like that in the society. And Bhagavad Gita teaches us, Krishna consciousness teaches us how to live like a lotus in the society. Na? Like how does lotus live? It lives on muddy grounds, muddy water, na? But it never touches any filth, any dirt, any mud in it. It is always remains pure. It is above water, although living in water. So likewise, we should be living. We should be living in the society, but we should not be of this society. Hmm? One thing, living in spiritual community in temple, na. One is living in the temple. Another is living off the temple. What does that mean, living off the temple?
Hare Krishna. You could say it's where you're taken from the temple but just not giving anything back.
Yeah. Living off the temple, taking from the temple the resources and facilities and things, but not giving maybe little back only, not giving uh, bags. And we should never be taking from the temple. No, we should be living in the temple definitely, but not living off the temple. So likewise, living in the society, but not of the society. Huh? And society, many worldly people will come us. Everyone see The only two things in life predominantly and something in between. What? Society people, they also come in our life. What? To make us wanting to become humble by experiencing some humiliation. Hmm? By making us experience some humiliation, they're indirectly telling us become humble. Or by making us experience some appreciation as well, they're indirectly telling us to become humble. So when we deal with society, we should deal in a manner, in a language that the society understands. Otherwise, the wavelength won't tally, it won't match. But in our hearts of our hearts, we should always try to remember our identity. Also, it is a great thing that what everything is temporary or short-lived. Na? So we should not get any attached to anything. Uh, we should not. We should be living like a bit of a free, flexible, open sort of thing. So when we and this is a challenge how to put it into practice, and it becomes a real more challenge. Why? Now we are trying to practice Krishna consciousness. So we are trying to understand we are not this body, we are a spiritual body, and furthermore, but our conditioning is so deep rooted, and society is still living in that bodily consciousness. So we have to learn to tolerate. Krishna says na, in Bhagavad Gita, tolerate without being disturbed. One thing is we tolerate, but we become disturbed. Tolerating, but disturb, getting inside burning also. Na? That's not real tolerance. That's like, okay, I cannot do much about it, so I'm just tolerating because I have no option. And one is naturally tolerant without becoming disturbed. That is the state we want to attain. So dealing with society also, society will sometimes humiliate us and sometimes praise us, but we have to tolerate both, try to without becoming disturbed. And this will come a bit more natural when we are more attracted by the vision of Krishna consciousness. When we are relishing more in Krishna consciousness, then we would naturally want to become tolerant. And then our dealings will be different with friends, family members, and others. It has to be different. And time will reveal, time will tell them, okay, you are not the same person anymore. Something is different. There's an aura, there's an energy of calmness, peace. You look things differently. Uh, Things are the same, but you see differently. Your vision is different. Your vision has changed. Our vision, aim, aspiration, everything has to change. Na? It has to become transcendental. Does this somewhat answer the question? Say, can check. Okay. It is not easy, but the joy is in the struggle. The joy is in the struggle. And as we are trying to prepare ourselves, we can see Krishna working through us throughout. Uh, Krishna there guiding us, helping us. Uh, help will come throughout all the way. So, like Dhruva Maharaj is popular, and we should also not practicing Krishna consciousness. What would we like to be remembered for? If we would like to be remembered for our humility, say, our purity, sanity, that determination, or this surrender unto Krishna. And indirectly, directly, everyone, society, anyways, is working on those lines. Na? Uh, Create a name for yourself, have a name, have some self esteem, and furthermore. Hmm? So, likewise, we should also be having, yes, we should have that self esteem. What? We are Krishnas. We are Krishnas. And in here, like we see these verses which we read, um, a transcendental airplane is being sent. Na? So, practicing Krishna consciousness, Dhruva Maharaj, even in this worldly life, he had so much of enjoyment. He had attained so much of happiness, name, fame, glory, everything. And then, at the time of death as well, direct Vaikuntha plane, spiritual plane appeared for him. So, practicing Krishna consciousness one will experience all benefits, all joy in this life and in the next life as well. And in material consciousness, material happiness, we hardly enjoy this life. We hardly enjoy the present moment. Material happiness is all in contemplation. It is all in contemplation, hardly anything in substance. Like Prabhupada used to say, you know what? Material happiness is like licking honey or drinking honey, but from outside. The honey is inside the bottle, but we are trying to lick or drink the honey from outside. What joy will we get? Nothing. Only frustration. Material happiness means what? In a way, you can see it, but not touch it. It looks there, but no, cannot have it. It is there, very much there, but cannot have it. Hmm? Spiritual happiness is in the substance proper. Material happiness is just the shadow, just the flickering, just the temptation, just the propaganda, just the gaja baja, just the propaganda. But spiritual happiness is there for real. It's in substance. It can be experienced. It can be sustained. It is there forever. So, for Dhruva Maharaj, for his austerities and everything, uh, time had come, and then transcendental airplane descended for to take him. And look, anyone can practice Krishna consciousness. If a child as young as 5-year-old boy can practice Krishna consciousness, we can also practice Krishna consciousness. And who is Dhruva Maharaj? When he attained the darshan of Lord Narayan, it is not that he did not go back to home or kingdom. No, he went to home and kingdom. eh, And he took royal duties as well. He performed royal duties. He got married. He had children. He trained them into Krishna conscious culture. He ruled over the country, and he looked after the citizens, and he arranged for the citizens to be Krishna conscious. He made that platform, and now he is demonstrating how to leave post position as well. One should never be attached to post position. No, very heavy. We see now, grossly, we see many countries, the presidents or prime ministers have become so attached to their post position that they have to be kicked out. But here, Dhruva Maharaj willingly, voluntarily giving up his post position for attaining Godhead. Yeah. So, not to be so attached. Yeah. Move on, move on. Not get too much into management. He did not get much into management. Na? A time came when he left management in the hands of his sons and children or other ministers and all. Yes, babe.
Hare Krishna. We have a question here from Gaurangi Gopi. It says, Hare Krishna, thank you for the class. On the point of fame, should we strive to be remembered for our actions and intentions by Krishna or people, or are both interdependent?
We'll do a bit of Kirtan 5 minutes and then we check this. Maybe Kartal, if someone or this. Nice question. Uh, our striving should only, everything should be for the pleasure of Guru and Gaurang. Actually, some slokas very nice. Bhagavad Gita 5.7 says this, that when one is a Krishna conscious yogina, he is pleasing to everyone. Of course, he is pleasing to Krishna and to everyone as well. Once we become Krishna conscious, then the world will love us, adore us, or respect us, or whatever. But main thing is to be remembered by Krishna. Now, these Vaishnava songs, they are so deep, they are so pure, they are so adorable, so sweet. Although I have no purity, but some desire is there to sing. So, kindly bless us, kindly allow us, bless us, and kindly help us become a devotee. Now, becoming a devotee is like a call, na? This such sweet prayer. Bhaja Gauranga, Tehe Gauranga, Lehe Gaurangera, Namare. Jai Jana Gauranga Bhaje, Sei Amar Pranare. This is what, na? We want to be remembered for this, okay? Calling out the names of Mahaprabhu. भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगिर नाम रे भज गौरांग भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगिर नाम रे भज जय जना गौरांग भजे से हो अमर प्राण रे जय जना गौरांग भजे से हो अमर प्राण रे भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगिर नाम रे गौरांग बोलिया दुबाहु तुलिया गौरांग बोलिया दुबाहु नचिया नचिया बेड़ाओ रे गौरांग बोलिया दुबाहु तुलिया नचिया नचिया बेड़ाओ रे भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगिर नाम रे भज जय जना गौरांग भजे से हो अमर प्राण रे गौरांग भजिले गौरांग जपिले गौरांग गौरांग भजिले गौरांग जपिले दुखेर अवसान रे गौरांग भजिले गौरांग जपिले दुखेर अवसान रे भज गौरांग कह गौरांग लह गौरांगिर नाम रे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Shri Gaurantai Bhagwan ki. So, I believe this is the question, right? That uh, what should we focus on, or where should we put in efforts? To please Krishna or to please Krishna and society both, or something like that, the question, right? Well, for a sadhaka, a soul proper, his all focus should be in pleasing Krishna only. Yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. Na? What? If Krishna is satisfied, then everyone is satisfied. Krishna is the source of everyone. Na? So if he is satisfied, then everyone will be satisfied. Uh, we see this in Bhagavatam, na, two places actually, or two different ways. What? That one teaches what? That when we put food, when we put food in the stomach, then by putting food in the stomach, the entire body organs, all the body parts gets nourishment, benefits. Another what? Watering the root of the tree. When we water the roots of the tree, then all stems, branches, twigs of the tree gets benefit. So when we dedicate our lives to serving the mission of Guru and Gaurang, that should be the only object. See, for a sadhakana, for a disciple, his only focus should be to become a disciple. Hmm. His only focus should be to become a disciple only. That and now with if I have this focus now becoming a disciple, then Krishna will give us encouragement from within. Hmm? Spiritual master will give us encouragement from within. Spiritual master will give us inspiration and guidance, encouragement from within. One thing actually tells something. One thing is to be guided by the super soul from within, and another is to be guided by the spiritual master. Wow. When someone takes a spiritual master, we cherish, we desire to be guided by the spiritual master. Krishna becomes so. See, when we are guided by the spiritual master, then the super soul gets also relaxed, na free. Okay. Huh? One less soul to guide and worry about. Okay. Hmm? He's taking more direct guidance from the spiritual master as such. And spiritual master can guide us from within, na? From any source, like when we are in touch with the spiritual master, and this connection with the spiritual master need not necessarily be a physical connection in the sense in that physical proximity, although it is very helpful to be in physical proximity. It is tremendously, see, it is desired, it is always desired. We should not never use it as a license. Okay, no, I don't need to be in physical proximity, just by instructions I can, that is more important. No, we want to be in physical proximity, and whenever possible we should make it possible to be in the physical proximity, to be able to serve physically. But if not, then yes, it need not be that physical proximity as well. And yeah, pleasing should be, na, people pleasing has not helped anyone, na. People pleasing won't help anyone. How much people pleasing, even within our friends and family members, if we compliment, if we compliment someone, like again, na, wherever we live, Essex, London, let's may go wherever, if we in our neighborhood, if we go to each and every door and take a present, a card and a present and a cookie for someone, will still be getting upset. Someone will still get upset. So people pleasing, people can never be pleased as such. Humans can never be pleased. Devotees, they are easily pleased. Krishna is easily pleased. Hmm? And Bhagavad Gita, we see 5.7, nice translation. What is the translation? 5.7 maybe. That I feel if it falls in line with the question. Uh, Shishikhorantai Mayapur Sashi Ki. Krishna consciousness teaches us again to water the roots of the tree only. So yeah, 5.7, what is the translation?
One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul, and who controls his mind and senses, is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled.
So I think this is the question, na? Do I become dear to everyone, or do I become dear to, and how can I work being unentangled? Hmm. So one who is a works in devotion, one who works in devotion, one who is a pure soul, one who is attached to Krishna and Krishna consciousness, one who is nicely tuned in Krishna consciousness, one who is acting in Krishna consciousness, not superficially, not externally, internally, genuinely, meaningly. Hmm? Meaning. Bhaja Gaurango Kaha Gaurango. Now this bhaj is such an important word, na? To call out the names of Mahaprabhu like that. So when we are meaningly, then yes, we become dear to everyone and everything. So Yudhishthir Maharaj had no enemy, na? Although Duryodhana and others were his enemies, but in his mind he took no one as his enemy. Huh? So that is the state. Dhruva Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, they all are helping us, guiding us. How does a pure devotee look like, walk like, live like, and all everything. But tell you something, these are all personalities in the past. Dhruva Maharaj, Satyuga or personality in the past, na? He's not presently present. But, Yudhishthir Maharaj, a personality in the past, na? Who is personality in the present? Srila Prabhupada also, na? He's not personally present as such, is he? No, physically not personally present. Who is personally present? Spiritual master is personally present. Now, for some sadhaka, even if spiritual master has entered the Nitya Lila, still he would have had association, physical association of spiritual master. How much association physical we had of Dhruva Maharaj or even Prabhupada for that matter? None, none. But for our spiritual master, a sadhaka, would have had some association. So it is that building that loving sentiment. Hmm. When one starts valuing his devotee association, Krishna then values him. Does this somewhat answer the question? I think, sure. Hmm. So we'll maybe give it a rest here and we'll try to see further tomorrow that how Dhruva Maharaj is excelling or how he attains to spiritual planet. And we see now a spiritual plane has come, spiritual beings have come for to take Dhruva Maharaj in a spiritual plane because he has become a complete spiritual personality now. And look how he boarded the plane by putting his feet on the head of the Yamraj that personified. Hmm? So Yamraj requesting him that kindly, sir, this is a mortal world. Everyone has to give up this body. Hmm? So like give up this garment. Please let me have this body is just a garment, na? So please kindly, sir, give up this garment. This garment is of no use for you. You have to give it up here. Just like when entering aeroplane, na, they say, na, okay, give up liquid bottles, makeup items, this, that. No, you're only allowed 200 mls or something, na? Zip it up and leave it here. Hmm? So likewise, Dhruva Maharaj is saying, sir, you are going to the transcendental world. Leave this mortal body here as a request, please. Hmm? And that so much of encouragement, inspiration for us, na? Dhruva Maharaj is remained for. We will be remembered how we live the life. Huh? Like this thing, na? Be kind and stop racism. Sounds good. Is it any practical? How do we do it? It's just like one thing is be kind, stop racism. Another word, die and become saint. Similar, I can say, right? Die and become saint. Die and attain sainthood. Just dying doesn't make anyone a saint, does it? Huh. So just externally saying, be kind, stop racism. One doesn't become as such just kind like that, and racism doesn't stop, and racism will never stop. It will never stop. This is material world. Material world means turbulence. There will always be friction and turbulence. We have to grow in our consciousness. Okay, any other final thoughts?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. There's just a few comments online thanking for the class from Kartikeya, from Natalie thanking the answer, Adam Platz, and Gorangi Gopi. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind participation and encouragement and inspiration. Yeah, thank you very much. We are approaching the closure of Dhruva Maharaj's pastime. Couldn't have done it without you, without your encouragement, and especially Pip. This was his inspiration and his idea. Like we do study Dhruva Maharaj. in temple room, and wow, it's very heavy, but so far we have been managing somehow or other. This attainment of Krishna also has to be somehow or other. Somehow or other. When we attain Krishna, na, it has to be by luck only or by chance only. At least speaking for myself, say, if at all I attain Krishna, in this life or which life it will be in, say, um, attainment of Goloka, attainment of Vaikuntha, it has to be by chance only, by luck only, because it has to be somehow or other. We can never match it up. We can never come to that platform. We can never be pure enough to be attained by Krishna. No, no. We'll always short. We'll always fall short. But it is to realize this. So, yeah, thank you for your kind attention, encouragement, inspiration, blessings, and continue blessing us. It is because of your encouragement we are managing to do study this pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, and whatever this is the last chapter, chapter 12, and whatever few verses remain, we'll try to do it only with your inspiration and encouragement. So, on this note, we give you peace for tonight, but we'll hassle you tomorrow. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की, शिला प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी।
Haribo, Bhakta Shish Prabhu ki, Jai.